I am Advocate Ngosinathi Malgas. I am dealing with South Africa's Land Reform Program with specific reference to the restitution process, which is regulated by the Restitution of Land Rights Act number 22 of 1994. The purpose of this recording is to share and or ignite a national discourse about the snail pace of the restitution process in the country since 1994. And secondly, to share the restlessness, the frustration and the anger of the communities that have launched their land claims prior to the 31st of December 1998. And to date, those communities are still waiting. More importantly, the third reason is that the laissez-faire and I don't care attitude displayed by the relevant institutions of state, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, and the Chief Land Claims Commission, which the restitution process falls within their jurisdiction and delegated authority, has not assisted to dose off the anger which is glaringly visible in these communities. In 2005 and 6, there was a study that was conducted by the former professor of the University of Witwatersrand, Professor de Villiers, on the issue of the snail pace of the restitution process. And there's find out that there is anger amongst the communities with respect to the snail pace of the restitution process. And the study revealed that this anger is largely concentrated in KwaZulu-Natal, in Mpumalanga, and in the Northern Cape. On the 29th of March this year, I prevented mass land invasion in Mpumalanga by the claimants who have marched to the Regional Land Claims Commissioner in Mpumalanga to demand that their land claims must be fast-tracked, must be expedited, because they've been waiting for a very long time, since December 1998. And these families have been waiting for a very long time for their dignity to be reaffirmed through the restitution process. These communities have been waiting for a very long time for their dignity to be restored through the restitution process. These families have been waiting for a very long time for their rights in land to be recognized and be given title deeds. And it is regrettable that many land claims that I've seen, that I've met, that I've promised that I'll do my utmost best to put pressure on the government to settle their land claims in their lifetime and approach the court for the court to issue court orders for government to comply. Unfortunately, those mothers, those fathers who I've met passed on without their dignity being restored, and the promise for land deferred. The communities that marched on the 29th of March this year, which I had prevented them to embark on a land invasion of the farms which they alleged they were dispossessed from, and the history, the research confirmed their claims, and these farms were gazetted as a result of that. The community of Kwamkazeni in Mpumalanga still waiting for their dignity to be restored and affirmed. The community of Sinzilwana in Mpumalanga, they are waiting for their dignity to be restored and affirmed by government. And what is interesting about this case of Sinzilwana is that the claim was gazetted in 2007. There were no farmers that came and dispute, oppose their farms to be gazetted. And the matter proceeded to court, and the court issued a court order for the parties to negotiate. To date, the officials of the Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, and the Chief Land Claims Commission have not complied with that order to date. The community of Del Manuto in Mpumalanga is still awaiting for its dignity to be reaffirmed and restored by government. There are so many communities that have launched their claims prior to the 31st of December 1999, and to date their claims have not been settled. And the anger when you meet them is palpable, is visible. You can see it by your own naked eye. The nature of the problem with respect to the snail pace of the restitution process is that it was an oversight on the part of government to have crafted a restitution program, to have crafted a restitution program or a land reform program that is claim-driven, litigious process in addressing the land question in South Africa. I'm not saying this because I am naive about the constraints imposed by CODESA on the ANC government in dealing with the issue. But that issue is coming to haunt all of us. There is a very good Nigerian proverb which I like when I observe and see some of the decisions that were made during the negotiations and some of the problem that we make as we implement government policies. There's a very good Nigerian proverb which I like, which says that all those who defecate on the way to the market will obviously meet flies on their way back home. We need to be careful that we try by every way possible that land invasion in the country does not come and haunt us all, because it is going to affect us all. The laissez-faire attitude, the arrogancy, the I don't care attitude that I have received from the officials of the Department of Land Affairs, officials in the Chief and Regional Land Claims Commission's offices, is not helping. Not helping, it is creating problems. It is adding to the problem of the snail pace of the restitution in the country. I am of the view that failure to combine, consolidate policies and programs geared towards assisting the landless to gain access to and successful managed land was a missed opportunity by government. In my next episode, I am going to explain some of the experiences, my observations that I've encountered through meeting these communities in their villages, interacting with them, taking their cases to the land claims court, the I don't care attitude that I've received from government officials, especially in Mpumalanga. I will raise all those issues which contribute to fast-tracking and expediting the restitution process in the country. Just to just give indication of those issues, the institutional capacity of the commission, whether the commission is the restitution commission is a vehicle that could assist in fast-tracking the land claim. The issue of the ombudsman, which in my view was overlooked in terms of it being created to deal with some of the minor bottlenecks that creates the problem in terms of it being, that creates problems in terms of the land claims being expedited and resolved as quick as possible. Also, the ombudsman was going to assist in terms of alleviating the financial burden imposed by financial constraints on these land claims to challenge the legality and validity of their land claims in court. We do not have that office. We do not have that ombudsman office where ordinary land claims who do not have money to challenge their land claims would run to for their land claims to be expedited. All what we have the land claims court, which is off the limit to a number of claimants, which has very nice but rigid regulations and directives, which creates a lot of problems for the land claimants. The other problem that I will talk about relates to corruption within these institutions of state, in particular the Chief Land Claims Commission and its regional offices. The third problem that I've encountered is the hijacking of the restitution process through communal property, through bogus communal property association, CPAs, bogus trusts that are created by the officials to channel funds that are meant to benefit land claim beneficiaries. These are some of the problems that from my own interaction with the communities and experiences in dealing with their land claims will come back to confront all of us. I will do so in the next episode and try and delineate, extrapolate more and in detail of what are the challenges that are facing the restitution process in the country. And one of the disturbing experience that I came across, in particular in Mpumalanga, is that the government would purchase farms for the land claimants, and the officials would register a bogus communal property association, pretending it to be constituted by the land claimants, and would prevail on the farmers to stay on the farms, not to move out when government has purchased their farms, but stay on the farms but continue to pay rental to the bogus communal property association. This is one of the disturbing trends of how the restitution process has been hijacked by criminal syndicates. I will detail more of these experiences as the time goes on. Thank you.